My big takeaways from tonight is the return of this man. And I don't want to go off the grain and be biased. I thought the comeback was a little less theatrical than what it was supposed to be.
I'm not surprised.
Okay.
Because...
Well, this is why we're all friends, but continue.
Nah, because, like, you know what it is? It's no shade to him, but it's not like that's somebody that everybody was, like, checking for him. Like, where is he at? When is he coming back? When is he going to be there? When he's going to be that? So it was like, it was more like, oh, okay, cool. Not like no shade, no tea.
Yeah, I and like I said, so since the guessing game was out, like really out of pocket with so many names, who would you think it would have been besides Shawn Spears? Not to diminish, because listen, I said the production wise for us to not know who it was perfect. It was the best that we've seen in a long time. Like everybody, I feel like trying to compete with CM Punk showing up out of nowhere. In that sense, I feel like that's what everybody's trying to do, and they nailed it. Only we were in Chicago, so you like if CM Punk don't show up now, you're pretty much just gonna go to your bed and be like, you know, it's okay. But then when he showed up, it was like, holy crap, everything's happening in wrestling and it's cool again. But with this, I felt like they were trying to like capitalize on that, capitalize on Jade finally debuting in the Rumble, because a lot of people were surprised about that. Okay.
I just knew like it had to happen. I was not
surprised. You're right. You're right. Like a lot of people were trying to capitalize on surprises, and I felt like that's what this was. Because imagine if he had showed up in the Royal Rumble. He just left. A lot of people didn't even know he left AEW.
I did not. I was like,
yeah, because I remember him saying he left AEW for the time being, and then his wife had announced she was pregnant. So I was like, all right, maybe he's taking some time. He hadn't been doing any indie shows either, so I was like, maybe he's just taking real time. So for him to be back here. Like, what names did you guys have in your pot?
Aleister Black.
Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. Oh, it's a surprise season. It's a lot of surprises. Last week was a lot of surprises. I'm rambling to myself as if there's no camera rolling. But one and all, what's going on, everybody? Per usual, welcome to another amazing episode of Watch What Happens NXT. Wait, let me change the beat up because, you know, in the name of Mr. Shawn Michaels himself, I'm going to change the tune a little bit. Put some rock music on like Mr. Sexy Boy himself. Welcome, everybody, to another amazing Tuesday, and it's my favorite day of the week because we're going to be talking about my favorite thing ever, and that's NXT. For those of you who are new here, who don't know me, it is January Wrestling Girl, Cian will be in the building. I missed you. It's been a long week. This week was probably the longest week for me personally. We're not going to get into all that. I'm going to skip you the boring formalities, but yeah, this week has been, it came, it went. It was good, it was bad, it was ugly, you know, but we're here, we're showing up, we're here to talk about my favorite things. Some of my regulars are already in the building. Shout out to King Vaughn in the building. I know he's ready for Battleground because I'm ready for Battleground now that I've seen who's on this card. This card for this, you know, Miss North American Championship ladder match. Miss Ricardisha, I know you also ready for Battleground. Everybody's ready for Battleground. Battleground Pound Town, especially now that this Sexy Red is hosting the vicinities. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I feel like it's gonna be a good show, and it was a good show last week. Like I said, you had me hanging. Surprise. Yes. Oh my God, I can't wait to get into that because you already know. So. This person must follow me on Twitter because I definitely said it. I said, well, damn, Jack. I can't wait to dive into this. Everybody's ready for Battleground. We got a good crowd in the building. I hope you guys stay on. I hope you enjoy the show. I hope you're active. It's a lot for me to discuss within the hour. So no commercial breaks whatsoever. We are going commercial free That is, yeah, we're going commercial free, y'all. We're just gonna do a commercial free. We're gonna just jump straight into it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. For those of you who don't know, every Tuesday before NXT happens, another amazing episode. I always give it to you to the dives, the facts, my conspiracy theories, if 50 Area 51 is a real place, all that comparing to NXT and what it could be. I do this show. I basically break it down for you. And yes, I'm another fan who started a podcast. But I'm fun. That's what sets me apart from some people. And it's some people's cup of tea and it's not. But I'm here to have fun because I realize in this life, whenever you want to do something you really love, you just, should shut the fuck up and just do it. Right? And you can't listen to people who don't have the balls to do it or show face to do it. So that's why I'm doing it because, like I said, I love me some NXT. You know who else loved them some NXT? We just gonna dive into Miss Sexy Red. Come to the podium, Sexy Red. Thank you, Vaughn. I know you appreciate that, Vaughn. It's so much. Sexy Red did something that I didn't think she was going to do. And yes, I'm jumping right into last week's episode because it is so much. It was a lot of surprise. And a lot of fun things. But one thing I did notice with Sexy Red, I wasn't gonna say this, and if Scarf was here, aka Miss Krista B, shout out to her and Queen PR. Special episode of Fan Club tonight. For those of you heard it first, and that is, I enjoyed her. She didn't annoy me. She didn't annoy me. She fit right in, and I want to dive into that so much because I feel like that's what sets apart a lot of these people that come into WWE and they just want to, I want to say, just be here for show. She didn't seem like she was there for show. She seems like this is something she really built up in her head to be like, listen, I've been watching the show. You can see on Twitter, she's watching the show and she's like, I want to come to NXT. And people were like, all right, girl, like you got a whole bunch of things going on. Like you, like kid, you just had a baby. Like you just like launched an album. Like you're not gonna come to NXT. And then she shows up, and I like the way they opened the show because they did what everybody's been waiting for, and they opened up with what our brand new favorite belt is going to be, and that is the Women's NXT North American Championship. And y'all, this belt, if we're selling it on WWE.com and the funds are in the account, I'm just saying, that's a belt I'll put around my waist. It's up there. I see what they did, and I'm going to try and pull up a picture of the belt itself because I really did like how the belt looked. But I like what they did with that design. I appreciate that they kept it in trend with that design. A lot of people. Yeah, you know what? Like, Mystique. You know what though? If Mystique was to have like a ratchet sister, Sexy Red is that. You know, if she would have a sister that, like, you know. I forgot the name of the movie where it's like the sister's like really, really successful, and then she has a sister who gets out of jail and she tries to help her out, and she's like a completely different person. I forgot the name of it. It's like Tiffany Hash is in there or something. That would be that equivalent of a relationship. She could be Mystique, you know. She's a shapeshifter. And then that's Matt, tell me what you think. What did you think of Sexy Red on NXT? Because to me, I enjoyed her. I enjoyed her company. I enjoyed her spirit. Like, she wasn't like, listen, and first of all, next time y'all going to do that, Shawn, let me pause this music again because I have to, every time I have a full disclaimer for Mr. Booker T. Booker. If you're going to sit there and have palpitations and heart attacks, first of all, you need to have your wife there. Because I know Queen Charmel ain't going for that, number one. Number two, I need you to keep an oxygen tank next to you on the right-hand side or behind you. Because the way you was reacting and acting and shucking, ducking, quack, quack all the damn night, enough for me to hear it through the speakers, sir, you almost had a heart attack. Like, we done with heart attacks on live television. We done with not to listen. Knock on wood, sir. make sure you have the EMTs just for you, not for the talent. Make sure you have a doctor right next to you. Because as soon as Homegirl came out twerking, he sounded like he was going. I don't know if you ever seen what's the show? The guy who was like, "Hey, I'm coming to join you." He like he was. Sir, please, for those who still care about you, have you an oxygen mask? Have you some EM? Have you your own doctor? Listen, they sell the oxygen things in Walgreens. Make sure somebody gets you one of them because you, sir, you were more excited than the fans, sir. Sir, I understand it was a lot going on. Ain't nobody twerking on. Listen, ain't nobody twerking on. USA's NXT after October. We get it, but like, bro, shucking the quack quack the whole night. I don't know if anybody comment down below if you share the sentiments for Booker T. But put my music back on. But yes, sir, for our sake, the people that care about you, for Bad Bunny, because Bad Bunny might want to make a part 2 to Booker T. I need you to have an oxygen mask. Get yourself together before you show. Like Vic needs to have an EpiPen in his little apron, okay? But back to the basics. Yeah, listen, I enjoyed it because you need more. If it's gonna be a celebrity, give me the more to Jake Paul's. Give me more of give me the more of the sorry, not Jake Paul. Give me more of the Logan Pauls that want to be a champion and actually want to work with some of your favorites, like who trains off season. Give me more of the Bad Bunnies who train a full year. Give me more of the Sexy Red that was like, listen, I'm introducing this title. Let me be in my Sherry Martel era and hold it up and look cute and take pictures of the champions and meet Daddy. She called him Daddy Shawn, y'all. First of all, I know Shawn Michaels. That man's a Christian man. He was like, oh, okay, Sexy Red. Oh. Seen that thing go up and down and left and right. He was like, oh. I'm cracking jokes because these are all the things I said to myself. It was just so good to see. Listen, I'm not too big on her music. I think I only like one song, and it was a song she actually came out to. Because Get It Sexy is kind of like the like female current. What was the song that? This is kind of her Bodak. This is her Bodak Yellow moment, and good for her. There's so many people in the comments and stuff on Twitter that was just like, listen, if you could do this for her, can we get Megan Thee Stallion? Because her and Bianca are cool, Cardi B was a fan. Listen, and then that was another thing. Let's toe the mold. Just toe the mold just a little bit. Wrestling fans knew how to act with NXT. So I need that to continue. Don't annoy her. Don't go on her page and ask her, does she know who Brent the Hitman Hart beat for his WWE? Please don't do that. Like, let's leave her where it's at. She came to NXT. She did us a solid. She introduced championship. She walked out on our main event. She decided to become the host of Battleground, which makes Battleground even more fun, in my opinion. We're gonna dive into all that, but yeah, I feel like she did a good job. She does not look like Mr. Sinister. Don't do that. Listen. I'm not going to talk about her personal appearance. What I will say is it was a whole lot of booty shaking, rump, and I don't think Shawn Michaels ready to hang with 2 Live Crew. So that was my only concern. Again, 2 Live Crew type action. I don't know if he was ready for that, but that's Shawn. Shawn said, listen, we're going to run it. We're going to run it. We're going to run it to the field, okay? He had a good time, and that's really all that matters. These comments are off the chain. My God, this is Booker, Mr. Booker, COT was ready. Yes, I'm telling you, EpiPen, Vic, oxygen mask, oxygen tank on hand for him only. Okay, do that. Fred Stanford, yes. He was like, "Abby, coming to join you." You could tell, like, he ain't getting that at the CW, so he better enjoy it while he can. So fun. It was good. It was good. I give Sexy Red, it was on a scale of celebrity appearances. I give her an A. I give her an A. She wasn't like thrusted in our faces because there were so many other great things that happened that night. And I'm gonna dive into it in a second. But yeah, she wasn't thrusted in our faces. She wasn't, she look how elated she looked to be next to Trick and Javon Evans. First of all, both of them as a team, sign me up, okay? Take me. Look, we running marathons, we running sprints, we're running for the food bank, for the city of the cities. Like they look how comfortable she was. She was just herself, and I'm just like, listen, if at the end of the day, that's what you want. You want somebody who's gonna come in and be themselves. And it was just like, for me, I appreciated that. Like, she wasn't like, who's this, who's that. Like, even at the end of the segment, which I'm gonna get into, the whole interaction with her and Last Legend, that put a lot of people's, mind into perspective. Everybody wants them to be the future tag team champions. I just think that it was worth the excitement. It was worth the excitement. It was worth the ratings too, because they did a great job last week. I don't know how they're gonna compete with it. Maybe Sexy Red might gotta come on and be like, "Hey, Lola, shake something hard, shake something." I don't know. She might have to do it again, but I think this shapes up. That was rude. I think this shapes up NXT to be obviously the again, one of the best brands, the third brand to WWE. We're past development is for a level up, which we also won't get into tonight. But yeah, I just think, listen, imagine if Cardi B shows up. Booker T might need to work from home. They might need to bring Wade Barrett back in here, because I don't think Booker T would know. Oh my God, imagine if Wade Barrett was there when Sexy Red was there. He probably would have been like, oh Lord, like his poor little British heart too. I think it's because, we all know who he used to date. I know he a married man now. I know Alicia, would he like his chocolate too. But I just think that he wouldn't also know how to act. So that's just me. That's my opinion. Yeah, Logan Paul, listen, Logan Paul's impressive. Think what you want to think about him. He's impressed me. I said that before. I say it again. I never thought that would ever happen. But, shit happens. I don't know. I could see a rivalry with Jakar Jackson happening in that. So I'm just gonna leave that at the back doors. Take what you want. Listen, the preacher man said, we leaving USA in style. Let's just have a good night on that note. But yeah, again, Sexy Red, we giving her an A. We're giving her an A. We never know who else is gonna pop on NXT. We're gonna dive into that in a second. Yes, I'm gonna dive into that match. We had our qualifiers wrap up for, speaking of the NXT North American Championship, we had those qualifiers wrap up, and we now know who the ladies that are going to compete for the new NXT Women's North American Championship. I have to say it fast because for some odd amount of reason, I always stumble on my words when it comes to that. But we already know who's going to be qualifying for that. But before we do that, we do my favorite thing in the whole wide world, and y'all already know what time it is. It's time for backstage business. It's time for some backstage business, y'all. So speaking of qualifiers, we met up with all the people who didn't make it to the qualifier, and then some new. First of all, I want to say before I introduce this package, I'm very impressed with Carly Bright. I like her package. She's very much giving me, like, if Elwood decided to become a cheerleader rather than become a lawyer, I like it. Let's keep it. She's a bright, like, she's very, very much like, and I don't want to compare her to Kelly Kelly. I don't want to like compare at all. But that type of spirit is like Kelly Kelly spirit. Like Kelly Kelly was very much like high energy. She was ready to go and fight. Like she gives me that vibe. And she had a little segment, and they had all the blondes. And Lanny in the corner. Hey Lanny, how you doing? They had the blondes come on the TV because everybody was giving, Carly Bright, Carly Bright did a very good job debuting. I give her credit that. Liking her package. Listen, this is very legally blondes over here. Like if all the Delta New girls got together and said, let's take over NXT, there you go. And here comes the another person who's running into the Kendrick era without their counterpart. We have Miss Izzy Day here. You know what? We need a good hater. I always tell you, we need a tall, beautiful, hating girl to balance out the playing field. So she's here. And like I said, all the blondes and Lanny there. And basically, Izzy tries to be her mean girl self. And let me tell you something about Miss this one over here, this one in the corner over here. She can read, okay? Hooked on Phonics didn't miss her. You know, she went to the school of housewives. She read Homegirl Fish. She said, "You're not about to come back up here and ruin the Zach." Okay? And Natalia and her little Louis Vuitton sweater was like, "Yes, that's very true. You did disrespect me, but we're not going to let it happen. I got back up." And tonight they will have a match, and it's going to be good. But before I dive more into the blondes, and Lanny, we can't forget about Lanny in the corner because she's a redhead. I'm going to bring Scarf because I feel like if I said her name, she appeared and I said, "Listen, I was with Scarf. I was like, I'm not about to enjoy this." But I think both of us would be shocked that she's going to tell me. So Scarf, Krista B, come to the podium.
I literally just said I was here just to watch.
But I just want quick thought. Welcome. I know I put you on the spot. I just want quick thought. I know. I'm sorry. I also don't read comments apparently while I'm live, but my bad. We're gonna put you backstage in quick Tiffy top because we're talking about blondes. Welcome to the show. I want to know, what did you think?
Okay, so here's my thoughts on that. Hey everybody in the comments. I was not disappointed. I was very nervous and anxious to see a rapper or another celebrity in the world of wrestling because I wasn't sure how it was going to be perceived or how it was going to be portrayed on TV. However, I do know that she tweets a lot. I know that she's real avid into wrestling. She is a fan, and she was able to show that in NXT last week. She killed it on the Summer Jam stage 2 nights ago. Hey, birthday twin. She killed it on the Summer Jam stage 2 nights ago. And for her to go from that to go back to host Battleground in Vegas this Sunday, I am here for it. I love the fact that she loves it. I love the fact that she knows who's who and what's what. And I kind of want to see more of Sexy Red on NXT. And probably in the wrestling space down the line, because if Logan Paul can do it and Bad Bunny can do it, we finally have a woman who is a big wrestling fan in this space who is from another world. I was just actually talking to a guest that I had on Sound Off, which will drop tomorrow, about the Sexy Red and her being in WWE and NXT. And I'm okay with it. I am okay with it.
So, I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
Now, I know you're going to agree with me because you're thinking the same thing. Do we need Booker T on commentary when things like this happen? Because listen, the twerking was a lie.
No. Hell no.
The twerking was a lot.
We didn't need him on commentary at all, but whatever. Whatever. Y'all know how
Booker. I don't even know, but you know what? Who's next up of the night is Vic Joseph. Because for him to have to deal with that.
I feel so bad for him. I do.
Listen,
it's just like slap him already, just real quick.
And then first of all, I appreciate him. I appreciate Booker selling, him under the bus to Miss Jada Parker. Because why would you want to be on the bad side?
Why would you do that? Right.
He's such a pick-me. I'm sorry.
You already know how I feel about him. You already know my word for him, but I'm not gonna say it on here.
He's such a pick-me. He calls Jada. I heard about you.
Right. Like, mind your business.
Exactly.
Come
on, man. I know Mackenzie can fight.
Okay. Chill out. Get beat up.
But yeah, it's just, what's funny to me? People were like inboxing me left and right about that. But the one thing we're going to keep the moment in the blondes because that part of backstage business is a little bit done. We're going to talk about, and before I let you go, because I want your reaction on this, we're going to talk about this blonde showing up on TV.
I would faint, but it's something behind my chair. I love it. Dude,
wasn't it like, so mind you, I was going off last week. And I'm like, maybe it could be Io Sky, or Kyrie Sang. They did really good. I'm like, we even gave Sis Naomi the benefit of the doubt to come onto the show and get what was never given to her, and that's an NXT championship. But man, Miss Jordan Grace, y'all.
Hey, y'all in the comments. Hey.
Somebody said this, but hey, boo.
Hey, y'all better make sure y'all listen to her new album. It's lit. Like,
make sure you stream her music video like 1,000 times.
Sexy, serving. Okay.
From different emails. Yes.
Okay.
But
yes, I'm here for Jordan Grace. She popped up at Royal Rumble, and I literally lost my shit. And then I'm like, all right, cool. Then she went down NXT. Went back to TNA, doing what she needed for her to come back to NXT to have her match and then face off against Roxanne Perez at Battleground. Girl, sign me up. Where can I get my tickets? Like, I need to be there in the ring. Fight over me because I need to be there.
First of all, it's $250, and if I'd have known it was $250, my ass would have been on the cheapest Southwest flight to Vegas. I'm tight about that. And I was like, yo, this, and I took a tour of the UFC Apex. I'm invested to see how they do this. It is a nice facility. It is basically the little sister of the Performance Center.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's really nice. Like it really is like, and I know they're familiar with it because that's where they filmed CFMA, which is something that CM Punk is involved in. But I'm like, I'm invested on how this is gonna go. Like, there's so much on the card already. You already were excited about Lola Vice going toe to toe with her former mentor, Miss Shayna Baszler, in their type of match in the Underground. You already have this really big ladder match. You already have now the tag team titles are going to be on the line. You have so much going on, so just add her into a mix that it's a secret ingredient that no one could have ever guessed, and I love it.
Love it. I love every minute of it. I cannot wait. My channel has been on USA all day because Law and Order's on. After this hour, NXT is on.
Yo, I love me. You got me back into Law and Order like real heavy. Like you.
I'm so glad. I am so glad.
But the look on Roxanne's face as she saw her Battleground opponent,
right? Priceless.
On a scale of 1 to 10, is this giving her versus Mia Satomura, or is this going to be worse than her and Mia Satomura, or do you think it's going to be better?
I think it's going to be worse in the most good way possible, because we're going to be entertained.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to be entertained. However, I saw this tweet go out when Roxanne was talking about her time in TNA. She had won something, or she was in wrestling, and Jordan retweeted and was like, "But did you win though?" So, clutching pearls. Because,
she said,
so,
you know what? Add her to the Housewives Shade Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Three words and a question mark. Did you win?
Did you win though? So we just gonna put her up there. She gonna be right up there with Shady Karen from Potomac.
We also added Carmen Petrovich to the list because the way she read Homegirl.
She read all of them.
And your big bird energy.
Ooh. She read her for filth. I was like, you better go ahead, white girl. Go ahead. Be great.
That's that Canadian in them. That's that Canadian. They know how to read up there too.
They know how to read a book.
But you know what would be surprising? If she could level up on that type of win. You beat a champion from another promotion. At the same time, you also may lose your belt to another promotion. It's giving. Listen, Jordan Grace, if you want to also come to the Belt Collector Hall of Fame, you want to be the next Kenny Omega, I'm with you on that. But it got what people, and I love about it, excited of what's possible for one of the things we never thought would happen in the wrestling world, which is a world colliding on that note.
Especially in a women's division.
Yes.
Especially in a women's division.
You see the tweets made me so excited because you've seen people throw like our girl Savannah Evans into the mix of, hey, Can she get in the underground? Because we know she can go. You saw people saying like, can an NXT star come to TNA? You saw NXT trending. Like it's that excitement in wrestling that is surprise, and we've been saying it. You even said it, like the surprises have been the best thing so far in this new era. And they threw even more at us as the night went on.
Because now we got you want to talk about that ending? You gonna hold off on that, or you can hold off on that? It's your show. I'm just here.
Well, if you want to stay, we could talk about that ending.
I got time. I got nothing but time.
Okay, so speaking of surprises, worlds colliding, a world we did not see collide. He has now also joined the "I Want to Come Home Where Cody's At" train. He followed his boy Shawn, you know. Shawn Spears also in the mix. We're going to talk about that a little bit. But the fact that Mr. All Ego, Ethan Page, first of all, I forgive the crowd for not knowing.
True.
Yeah, for not knowing, because a lot of people that watch WWE don't watch AEW, and that's fine. We okay. We want big. Listen, I like it all. Give me sweaty, muscly men all day of the week. I'm not gonna be biased. Women with talent, I'm not gonna be biased either. But I forgive that crowd. Some of them you could see in the background were trying to educate each other on who this random guy who you don't have a package for. You haven't seen him on Level Up. You haven't even seen him on social media that much to know who he is. Take out your company's champion. And
his girlfriend.
I don't forgive him for that because she was looking fly. But it in all, it did something. It sparked the flame, and he went out straight up. We're talking about Mr. Ethan Page in the chat. He's next up at the podium. He straight out said, "No, you know what? No, it was me. I attract Trick. I came for your boy. And now I came for Darm. I gave for Aura. And now I'm about to come for your boy. I'm about to whoop that Trick." And he went on for weeks telling us listen, the rumors were buzzing. Like I said, with Julia, they were buzzing. They died because people stopped talking about it.
That's why I thought was gonna come out for Roxanne, Julia.
You know what? But I think they're saving their level of excitement for Heatwave.
Oh, could be.
Big possibility, because unless they do another qualifier or unless Julia goes for the North American Championship, now there's 2 belts. So I think they got to figure that out first. My thought process in that whole thing was, this is where, like, we're getting the week wars now. We're getting the Monday Night Wars. Like, the NXT doesn't even compete with any other wrestling show, and they won the war last week.
Right.
Not only did you borrowed someone, but now you took someone else. Like, it's just, listen, we all waiting for one more person, and Ricky, but we literally, for that show to close the way that it did, that's an A+ for me. That's how you close the show, with shock and awe and wow. But did he have to take our boy Trick?
I mean, Trick gonna come back stronger, better than ever, and I feel like now they're gonna have to do something with Lash, because the 2 men who would really protect her are out on, like, injured. So now being that Trick hit Lash due to Ethan, Trick gonna stand up for his girl.
And you know what's crazy? I was like, y'all really stuck on it being Trick. Trick hasn't shown any interest. Like, first of all, Trick is about to walk out with Sexy Red and the Young Prodigy. He ain't worried about getting nobody back. And I feel like Lash knew that in her gut, because she was like, he wouldn't do that. Which I stopped the question, because what were you doing in questioning in the time that Mr. Ormond was getting jumped, ma'am? Where were you?
Yeah.
Where were you? Were you visiting Trick Willy Wonka again? We want answers to that.
We want answers.
And let me tell you, Lash Legend played her role good, because she was like, "What is going on? Trick, where are you?" And then you heard nothing, and then you saw her on the floor. Listen, Tyler Perry couldn't do it. Tyler Perry couldn't do it. Tyler Perry could never. He could never. Not even in his studio in Atlanta. You better call Shawn for advice nowadays, child.
Okay.
It ain't been
What?
good since the family that prayed. I've been telling people that, and people don't believe me. Now people watch the movies and they're like, "Yeah, you kind of right."
Listen, I'm a stick to. I'm just like on this sisters train.
Oh my god, but this is so good.
It
Yo,
is.
the Oval was good for one season, and then it fell landed like how the Hats and Have Not did. I was so disappointed because I was rocking with the Oval, and now I'm not.
I could never get into the Oval. Couldn't get
It
into it.
it was very lost. It got very lost translation after season one, and
That's
I hate
wild.
that. Same thing with Half and Half Nots. It was good for like 4 seasons, and then up season 5, you're like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah, that's when you got. That's when you know it gotta. You gotta bring it down. You gotta bring it down.
Yeah. And now he got some other stuff that I'm not gonna get into with Tyler Perry. I don't know. He's crossing boundaries. Good for him. Whatever makes him happy. He got the money to make it. He got a whole
Whatever gets
studio.
him paid. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. But I do you?
I think it's happening. I think her and Jakira are gonna go at it. I think so.
Listen, we're a few days away from Heat Wave. And now they talking about bringing In Your House back too in the interim as a TV live. I don't know.
How much more wrestling can we get?
Enough. Listen, we dealt with it during the pandemic. We should just be spoiled by
Because we had nothing to do. Now we got things to do. Like,
speaking of things to do, listen, all these blonde power. I should have named the header Blonde Power because this also happened. So Miss Stevie Turner, are you familiar with who Miss Stevie Turner is?
I've seen her. I'm not too familiar with her work, but right here she's given China. She looks like China. And
British version.
Mm-hmm.
British version.
Mm-hmm.
So, long story short, Stevie Turner was one of the is the lasting girl from NXT UK who's been brought over. She's been revamping. She's an indie girl. She was big in Stardom, big in Stardom. Her and Mariah May, same league. Long story short, she's been busting her ass on Level Up. Walked into Ava's office and said, "Listen, my invitation must have got lost in this combine because I've been here in NXT and you gave it to a bunch of new girls on a reality show on Roku and a couple of other girls you think shine. So kind of been busting my ass here. What am I gonna do to get some spotlight?" And you see like little Weaselly. I think he's a weasel. I think he's a little rat.
Yeah,
Mr. Robert Stone, because he just in the. Now you got no client. What you doing at Ava's office, sir? Go home.
He a White Stokely for me.
Oh my god! But nobody could be Stokely. That's the thing.
That's
I wish
true.
this was an AEW show because I would have a Stokely appreciation night so freaking fast. Because he just when he a villain, he a villain.
That's true.
But she basically was ranting and she was like, "So what has Jordan Grace?" First of all, I'm gonna need her to calm her jets because for her to go, "What has Jordan Grace done to just walk up here and get a chance?" Ma'am, have you seen the footage?
She hasn't.
Have you turned on your Access cable television TV down in Florida?
She hasn't.
So Jordan walked in and was like, "Hey, I was walking by, I couldn't hear over here when you was asking what I did to deserve this chance, and I heard you bitches was looking for me. So we gonna do it like this.
Okay.
You gonna come? I came into your circle, so you can come into your circle, and we could circle around each other." And yes, the Oval is really crazy, girl. It's nuts. They said we're gonna go toe to toe tonight. So tonight you have Miss Stevie Turner going up against Jordan Grace, and will be Jordan Grace's first ever network appearance in the WWE. We already know that she's been at the Royal Rumble, amazing spot at the Royal Rumble. So they just been touting out how great she's doing. Overall, now she gets to show us what she could do up against Stevie.
Can't wait to see that.
It's gonna be interesting.
Be...
Another interesting thing that's going on is this guy.
He's so menacing. Like he's just so menacing, dark. You know, I love it's definitely a change from 10 Ty Dillinger. Although I did love the 10 movement.
Listen, I love that. I'm sorry. Like
I did love it, but I do like this version too. Like he just is so classy, but he's just so dark and menacing. It's just like you don't even know. Like, do you go from the first impression of what you see on the outside, or do you go by what you what he's portraying to you from the inside. It's just like, which one do I go with? You know.
And then a lot of the times, like I showed the clip in the beginning of the show. I don't know if you were here in the beginning. I was kind of like, listen, you came in. It's not your fault. It's their fault because like, and he came in the midst of the hype of we really want Okada. He came during Okada Mania when it was running rampant, and the other brand got Okada, and we got him. So a lot of people was feeling like it's giving Walmart versus Target, but now that I'm looking back at it, he's put on bang after he did effectively a lot of things in this short term of him coming back, because even him making Ridge Holland go nuts, I think that story's not done. I think
that's definitely not done.
Yeah, I think that now that the lost souls that he talked about in this promo, he said that the youth here at NXT trouble me with, water's wet, dude. Like most people who are below the age of 30 don't know what the hell to do with themselves, so of course they're not going to do NXT. But it was an interesting segue because there's two people missing after being lost, and that's Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. So those two of them came to mind. And then you also have the fact that No Quarter Catch Crew kind of lost their leader. In a sense, well, they got rid of the leader. Let me say it the right way. They got rid of him. He's with the fishes. But
fishes.
We're gonna go there.
You're right.
Tony like, I don't want just the Heritage Cup. I want my money. So so while the guys, both of them, shout out to Finance Lucifino and Mr. Stacks, they like, we need a tag team belt because we kind of got to make the family grow. And Tony's like, listen, nothing's getting done with the tag team championship belts. I think online there was a lot of people like, why are we giving it to the OC if Lucifino and Channing are right there, like give it to them. They were like, nothing's getting done until we have this whole thing when No Quarter Catch Crew settled. So now this 3-on-3, let's level the playing field, which I agree, but like, let's not drag this shit out because there's other things that need to be taken care of, sir. Like, let's be real. Other things need to be taken care of. Like, you're not gonna have that Heritage Cup for long, sir. It's just the consolation is the fact that you could not win the championship. And I hate to be mean about it, but it's my show and be mean about it. That's exactly what this is.
It's sucky that he didn't win the championship, though. He definitely should have won the championship.
If you ask Pablo, we were bothered. I was like,
bothered too. I'm just like, what was the point in this?
Like, they were like, you're the Don, you're supposed to cheat. Why are you not taking the brass knuckles? So this was a consolation prize to me, and I'm not disrespecting the Heritage Cup, but it was, and I feel like Tony, though, will go on to do better things, do much, much bigger things. What else? And speaking of No Quarter Catch Crew, what do you think's going on with him?
He's losing his mind. That's what I think. He's going off the fucking rails, like.
And you see Kemp looking at him like
what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, okay. It's me you talking to. Like, what? He's losing his mind.
He's like, I'm not saying capiche, dude. Like, what's wrong with you? Like,
right. Like, I'm not on that side. I was just trying to give a suggestion. Like, now you're over here trying to yoke me up and shit. Like, no.
The Heritage Cup is a glorified participation. Okay, now hold on. I didn't say all that. Let's not get rude here. The Heritage Cup is held by some of the finest in NXT. Let's not get it twisted. However, you put it on somebody like Tony D'Angelo who didn't need it, then yeah, it becomes that. Crazy. Like I was hoping Charlie would have more time with Goldie.
It's the fact that we name them as inanimate objects. I'm
in my chomper phase. You gotta forgive me. But yeah, there's a lot of craziness going on. It's like what's the name said. It was a lot of lost causes. Especially him. I didn't know what was going on with this package. Like he's starting to get on. He's
yummy.
Like if you so like guys that have like long, like I call it country road hair. like that long. Like even I was looking at some of his old pictures from GCW, and I'm just like, you God, like even now I wouldn't go after you. You were attractive back then. I would have totally looked at you. Like I would have been like, oh, okay, I'm kind of you cute little bone structure, okay. Like, and then I'm hoping you give his Sons of Anarchy with these little throwbacks because that would make my day. Like all you need is a motorcycle.
Right. And what's
Like,
this whole shield thing? Like, why are we doing this?
well, they did it when they said goodbye. He's reflecting on the goodbyes. So for me, oh, let's see here another one that's hot. I just want to talk about that. So with this, it kind of gave like I'm trying to leave my past behind, but I can't really leave it behind, which is true. He can't really leave it behind because when I looked at like old tapes of them in UK, they kind of like they were a good pair, but like people are trying to and give you and instill in you that you can do this by yourself, and you're the only person not drinking the water.
Right.
You need to drink the water, baby.
Yeah, I agree.
You need to drink the water. So we're gonna see what's going on with that. It was a lot of backstage business going on. It was a lot of her going on. I'm excited about that. Like wholeheartedly excited about it. Again, I'm gonna go right into this, which is the new NXT Women's North American Championship, and it will be defended this coming Sunday at Battleground. We now know who our qualifiers are, and again, I cannot not like her right now. She's gonna do something else to piss me off, I'm sure, in the next few hours. But again, she looked like she was happy to be there, so I'm gonna give her flowers on that. But
yeah, I'm always gonna give credit when credit is due. That's
right.
it.
We had a great qualifier match between these two lovely ladies.
I actually missed this match. I don't know where I was, but I know Mia Yim won.
Mm-hmm.
So congrats to her, but I definitely missed this match. Like I saw the part where Tatum Paxley came out and tried to take the belt from Sexy Red, and I saw when Mia Yim came out, started beating up Tatum before the ref came. And then after that, I don't remember where I went or what happened or what I did. Like I don't remember.
It's fine. It's okay. It's all right.
It's the old age now.
We listen, we take naps in the afternoon. Nobody forgets this. They were happy to see her.
My girl.
For you. Yes. Yes.
She looks like Tony Parker. I wonder if Tony. Let me hit the Google A.
Yeah, real quick. Y'all can comment down below too what y'all think. Because now I'm kind of looking at it. I agree. Now that I'm looking at it, I agree with you a little bit.
Right.
Just a little bit. But you know what though? The qualifier is going to be, I mean, the qualifier is interesting enough. They might do the whole who's who in the match again. Just don't have Brian Saxton host that crap because that shit pissed me off the last time. But this is the most exciting match of this whole pay-per-view.
Sol Roca, Fallon Henley, Jada Parker, Lash Legend, Mia Yim, and what's Carmelo girlfriend name?
Kalani Jordan.
Kalani Jordan. I don't know what I was thinking. It definitely wasn't that.
You got all the sisters, and Fallon.
Fallon and Soul.
Fallon and Soul. She get down with the get down. But it's gonna be a good ass match though. You got all the jump bugs. You got Solo Ruko. You got Michin and Kalani Jordan going up against the most strategic, powerful girls on the brand, which is Lash, Jada, and Fallon. It's a good balance. It's balance.
And it's like I know Tony Parker and Jada Parker are not related.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so much for that. But I do think it's gonna be a great match solely because, like I said, it's the best of both. It's like a 50-50 odd chance of winning, which is good because it's gonna be in Vegas. We aren't tapping into predictions. Gonna wait for the pre-show, which is happening this Sunday before Battleground. We are doing a pre-show here on Watch What Happens NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Your money's on who?
to win
Your
this.
top two, yes. If you had to pick two, so not even to predict because I don't want to ruin the prediction for this. If you had to pick the two that's on the top of the ladder, who's going to struggle at the end for it? Who would it be?
I would love to say Jada for one, and maybe Mia for two. Because Mia, I don't think Mia has ever held the NXT title, and for her to hold this title, it would be very significant.
I don't think about it that way. I also think this is a huge, the only two women that I think this is a big open door for into their we're qualified to move up era are Fallon and Lash. I don't want to count them out. I feel like Kalani, she a baby. She got more time. Jada, she 3 hip checks away from getting it somewhere down the line too. I think Michin was a great feature. I think it'd be really cool for her to have it also. But in my mind, it is not even a deserving factor. It's more of like if they put it on them solely, these are the two women they believe are future Biancas, future Becky Lynch's, future Jade Cargill's. These are the women we think are that type of level of future is those two.
Right.
So I don't even know who I would. Is this the first time I'm like I know it can't be a participation thing. Like everybody needs to win, but like I really would like to see everybody come out on this. And for Kalani too, because she kind of missed her opportunity at the deadline, which still pisses me off.
Yeah.
Who knows? We'll see what happens. Anything else to get into? Oh, real quick.
Yeah, real quick. I gotta make dinner.
Yeah, I like to have. I got Thai food ordered before I started this, and they had this. I want spicy noodle. I got some pad thai. And they just told me they dropped it off the door. I had to text Peter, boo boo. I need to eat that because
It's crazy you said you have pad thai. I'm about to make me some beef and broccoli.
Why are we doing this potluck, ma'am?
Yeah, I'm sick of y'all. Forget all y'all. We're supposed to then do this, and I'm sick of all y'all. So y'all can stay where y'all at, and I'm gonna eat by myself.
The problem is you're talking to the people that don't have cars. I have the vehicle. I'm the open door here. We already had this conversation.
You have a vehicle. I have a vehicle. Pablo has a vehicle. Justin has a vehicle. Brian has a vehicle. Christina has you to come and get her or a Uber. Bitch, P. We already know what her ride situation gonna be. I don't want to hear nothing from not near one of y'all. Okay, all right.
We're gonna figure this thing out anyway. One more thing I want to talk about.
Our grandchildren are gonna have
it's gonna be a gender reveal type potluck. That's what you try to say.
Grandchildren will be getting ready to have children. We're just gonna be sitting there all these years.
Real quick, what do we think about the OC trying to become the 470-time tag team champions with a different brand?
Gotta do something with them.
They gotta do something because after the whole Wolf Dog thing, they just said, move.
Right, you gotta do something with them, and that's that on that.
Well, what do you think? Okay, so this match to me was interesting because if you listen to the commentary and you listen to I'm gonna tap into it because it's just annoying that Booker T is just who he is. So on the commentary, for weeks now, we've realized that these boys may not be his cup of tea. And it has to spark from something. Nobody likes nobody for nothing in the back, right? Mm-hmm. And if you pay attention to when they came out, Booker T automatically got on his, these young whippersnappers and this, that, and the third. And, when I came up into the business and I met a veteran, you had to shake their hands. And I want everybody to listen to it because it was their plain day. He was like, when I came up in the business, you had to shake the hands of people before you. But like, Booker T, tell us what the fuck happened. Like, what did they do to you? Do you need me to wait in the parking lot and ask for them? What did you do to Booker T? Because you're not being honest.
If you go back to an episode of, I believe it's Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, Triple H used his white privilege card on Booker T and embarrassed the fuck out of him. He fired him on TV and then was like, you're not fired. Come back. But do you see how easy I can control your future in this business? And ever since then, Booker T be like, "Yes, massa." I'm gonna shut up though. It's not my show. It's yours. I'm gonna shut up though. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say.
But like, though, even the way it was said, I'm just sitting here. I'm trying to first of all get into them because I don't care if they tap dance for you. You didn't like the performance. You clear like there's supposed to be faces, and you're being a dick. Like, let's be real about the
Booker
entire
T
thing.
is the type of person where he's the epitome of all skin folk ain't kinfolk. That's him.
That's him.
That's him.
Like he right now, he barely used to talk about Trick Williams, and all of a sudden you
Because didn't he come after
one of the boys?
Because didn't he come after Bianca Belair and read her for filth?
He did.
Okay.
He did.
And the same about Sasha Banks too, and I believe
he did.
And Paul Heyman had to be the one to be like,
"Yo, chill." Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was him, King Booker. But yeah, I'm listening to commentary, and I'm like, dude, King, like maybe you just shut up and let Vic do his job. At that point, I don't know where it's gonna come from. I need them. Listen, make that a storyline with Idris and Malik, because I didn't get it. I'm just like, what is your problem? Like, he's rambling on the match and we're trying to understand, and he's like, and then they did like one like measly fucking chop or one measly little jump turn off the rope, and he was like, that's what I'm talking about, we need to see more of that. Like, shut up.
Please. Right. Like, y'all, listen, don't get me started up. Maybe I should do a Booker T sound off.
Please do. Do it for me.
You probably be on it.
I'm gonna be Mimi watching Jocelyn drag Stevie and
Stevie just sitting there.
Like, get him.
That's
like,
it.
dude, like, just like, give me the like.
I hate it.
But
he's on the same level as Hulk Hogan for me.
Child.
Sorry, Brian, if you're watching.
Child.
Well, I know I'm gonna exit stage left.
Please. Krista, I know you meant to watch backstage.
Just watching. I was waiting for my video to process. I'm like, let me just join in. Let me see what she talked about.
Let's send the sister a text next time, because I am not gonna listen. I was excited to have a friend come on the show. Thank you for coming.
Anytime you need me, I'm here.
Yeah, I will see you this Friday, ma'am. I'm pulling up. Pull up. If you haven't signed. Wait, schooling sessions, right?
Oh, yes.
I'm plugging the show. Schooling sessions, 4 o'clock.
It's Friday, 4 o'clock.
With Krista Contreras. Shout out to her, showing her mad love.
Yes, please keep her in your prayers.
Please. And
Pablo
the Don. I will see you guys before happy hour. And I love you.
Bye, guys.
Bye, boo. Woo. Listen. We talked about that real quick. We're going to dive into Level Up. Watch this match between Mr. Baby, what do I call him? Watch the match between this young man and this young man. That match set Level Up on fire. Like, real talk, where the hell Hank been? Like, he's just a big boy. What's going on, Dickie? What is going on? Shout out to the Black Wrestler Podcast. Shout out to you, honey. Shout out and your X comments coming up making my day, because I have not been able to see an X comment all day. It's kind of weird. Sometimes it comes up, sometimes it don't. Yo, that's his thing, Vaughn, but it worked. Let me tell you something. There's something in that helmet, because he been winning. He won his Level Up match, and it was so good. Mind you, if y'all don't know who this guy is, this is a guy who, like, Braun Breaker completely wrecked his life like a week and a half ago, but now he's been sent back to NXT because now they're gonna give him the spotlight or whatever. He was the jobber that like Braun Breaker like took his aggressions on. If you don't know who he is, but one hell of a Level Up match, to be quite honest. A lot of good offset. This kid is like, I guess he's trying to be like I can't describe him properly. Forgive me if I don't. He's kind of giving me like the Brian Kendrick vibes, and it's a stretch, and I know it's a lot for me to say, but he's kind of giving me that vibe, and I enjoyed it. It was a lot of it was a very long Level Up match that happened, and it was just really good. So you're not going to tap into Level Up. Tap into Level Up like that. It is worth it. It comes on every night on Fridays after SmackDown. It's really, 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 really good. Like I said, him versus him, really good. Match of the night. Make sure you're watching Level Up. It's good. Real quick on a note, like I said, I will be getting out of here. We'll be jet setting real quick for early because your girl's gonna get ready for a very exclusive episode of TWG Fan Club. We're doing it just for y'all because we love y'all, we care about y'all, we with y'all. But y'all let me know about y'all what your thought process was with NXT, because there was a lot of good things that happened on NXT. I just felt like doing this wasn't enough. I am building up, I feel like, what is going to be the most fun panel for this Battleground PLE coming up. I'm excited. I've had all the guests in the past. I want to thank everybody who's ever been on this show. I've had a lot of people grace their presence and join me on this journey. This show has really, really been like a release, like, because NXT is exciting as enough. And like I said, if you're going to do something, you gotta love it. And I love this, and I love it. I love it all. Like, you see me and Krista. This is the same conversations we have when we talk about NXT. We love this shit. Like, I have people that don't even like watch that much NXT saying they watched the show and it made them watch NXT and deep dive a little bit more. I just think that I don't know if we're ready. I don't know if people are gonna be ready for NXT to come Pound Town, because Battleground is gonna be Pound Town. Like, I just, not that type of Pound Town. Get your mind out the gutter. It's gonna be appropriate with this. I'm ready for. I would like to see where this thing goes. I feel like the landscape they said in WWE is changing. Be more open to things like that. Be more open to surprises. Be more open to not knowing everything in wrestling. Like, not having an expectation of how things should go. Have more expectations of that, because that's what makes this so much fun. Like, remember when we used to know everything because the dirt sheets would talk about everything? Like, that shit was whack. That shit was whack. It was whack. Let's be real. You weren't like you were watching. Like, it only happened in a couple of instances where you heard the rumblings about CM Punk, and then we heard the rumblings about Sasha Banks, and then Will Ospreay made it very clear that, talking to the dirt sheets, that he was going to shine with AEW, and then Okada. A lot of people were saying Okada's on his way to NXT, and they spoiled that. But I like the way WWE's doing it. They're like, it will let you know. We'll let you know. We'll let you know. We'll let you know. That's it. So just wait, and we'll let you know. And there's nothing wrong with that. Have more of that if that's what their on brand is, because so far they ain't disappointing nobody. Even I go back to the Lexus King of it all. Even when they leaked Brian Pillman's Jr.'s signing with WWE, that disappointed me a little bit, because I was like, that would have been a cool surprise. He would have probably popped up on Carmelo Hayes and did something really great. But the fact that he was able, like, all right, we know now, let's work on who we're going to build you as a character. You're not Brian Pillman Jr., by the way. You're going to be your own person. And I think that's what he really wanted. So if that's the way he wanted it, like, way to go. I'm glad he got to do it his way, his life, like he always says. But it was just the element of what's this going to be. It was the anticipation. A lot of people, like I said, that I watched the other brand did not probably know who half these people were, but they get to know them over time. Now you know who Lex King is. People say he's the most annoying person on NXT brand. I call him the Tiger King. I quite enjoy his menaciness. I quite enjoy what's going on with him and Danny Chen, because Mr. Chen was killing on Level Up. He was one of the first. He's one of the 2.0, like, not 2.0s. I want to say he was one of the first that they were expecting to be big. First Singaporean NXT superstar, waiting for him and Shinsuke to knock it down the park one day. Can't wait for that to happen, especially now that we know they're going back to Asia to go to Japan really soon. Yes, Dante Chen is that guy. I enjoyed it. Like this, and listen, he gonna get his look back to watch. It's gonna be Lexus King versus Dante Chen at Battleground. Watch it announced that tonight. And I'm just excited. Like, he was like, you went on a fluke. And he's like, no, I've been busting my ass. I'm going to show you again it wasn't a fluke. And guess what? That boy went out there and did. Pin Lexus King to the point where Lexus King done got pissed off and read his head into the rubber mat. Like you just petty. Like that's but that look at how that brought the heel out in him. Look at how that brought the heel out in him. It worked. You know why? Because he's doing it his way. Listen, the fact that Ethan Page was keep his name in WWE, great. People who now probably are a fan of him from the other brand will flock to WWE. We're gonna get some answers tonight as to why was done what was done. You know, Mr. Trick Willie ain't gonna take none of that nonsense. He's the NXT champion, so he's got to handle midnight, and then he hit his woman, knocked his woman down. Gotta address all that. And I definitely know for a fact that Noam Dar and or Mensah ain't gonna sit down and have nothing to say about the fact that he took them out both and then put his hand on Miss Lash Legend. It's not gonna fly. So much gonna happen tonight. Again, probably going to get really one big of a head buster when it comes to Stevie Turner, and Jordan Grace. I can't wait. There's so much going on tonight. Again, listen, this is the new way of the landscape. I didn't really rate Kalani Jordan's match because I was like, okay, we already know she's winning. And that's another thing too. We expect all the good people to win. It would have been, and I know it's gonna be messed up because everybody loves her. I like her. If she had lost. I don't know if everybody's believing this standout gimmick. I think between her and Lexis King, a lot of people are not on them because, like this user said, Lexis King is missing something. I just can't figure it out. Yeah, a lot of people feel that way, to be quite honest. So we're gonna see. It's a lot that we're gonna see. But there's so much. I know I missed a lot. I know I probably didn't cover a lot because I'm saving again for one of the biggest pre-shows. I will be dropping the announcement about who I have on this amazing pre-show with me. Come this Sunday before Battleground. Doing the East Coast time because they're doing it. Battleground is still gonna be on. It's gonna be on during the day. It's coming live for the Apex, UFC Apex in Las Vegas, Nevada. If you live out on the West Coast, make sure you hit up my girls. If you're in the Vegas area, make sure you hit up my girls from the Wrestling Wind Down. They're based out in Nevada. Shout out to Lo and the gang, dropping new content. Just dropped the interview. I hope they go to Battleground. I would love to see them at Battleground because they had a ball at All or Nothing. I hope they get to go. It's definitely worth the go. It definitely seems like it's going to be a good experience. Anybody going, listen, go have a good time. I'm going to be watching myself Sunday dinner with, mom's bowl of jollof rice and chicken stew on the side. I'm going to be enjoying myself. I'm going to be enjoying this because it's nothing going to be nothing like it. It's not going to be anything we expect. We're probably going to get more matches announced tonight. And I can't wait. But furthermore, this is me closing out the show like the champ I think I am. Thank you guys for tuning in to a wonderful episode, and thank you to Chris B who wasn't even gonna really make an appearance, but I kind of muscled her into it. But thank you guys for tuning in weekly. Thank you guys for being a support. Real quick again, don't forget to leave a like, share, subscribe. Make sure you are following Watch What Happens NXT on Instagram. Follow me on YouTube, Ciendo B. Follow me on Instagram, reload.relive. Make sure you stay tuned because we are running fan club tonight. Make sure you get your notifications on. Come back to this channel because you're not going to want to miss it. You're not. It's going to be fun. And there's so much to unpack because we're probably going to be watching NXT as a family, like duh. But I'm so excited. I can't wait for the landscape of the WWE to still change. I can't wait to just keep talking about NXT with you guys because I'm here for a long time. Not just a fun time. I'm here for the fun time and a long time. And just seeing the support and people coming and share their thoughts with me. Like, keep sharing your thoughts with me. Keep hitting me up on Instagram. Keep, tagging me in your thoughts. Keep messaging me when something crazy happens on NXT because I love that. Like, I love seeing the reactions. I'm a little delayed with responses because sometimes I be drifting off right after 10 o'clock. Like, my body's like this at 10 o'clock. But I'm with you guys. I'm excited. I'm digging to see what happens next. We're going to tap into more of what I think about this. More and more I think about this NXT Underground with a little Vice. It's going to be 2-2. It's going to be 2-0 in Battleground matches. in underground matches, but she's gonna be beaten out by the Queen of Spades herself, that's best in the game, that made the underground what it is today. We're going to see our Nathan Frazier and Axiom ready to lose those tag team titles yet. We're going to see who's going to be our first NXT North American Championship, and who's going to even be, is there going to be another belt in the NXT brand with Jordan Grace going after it? We going to see. Let's see what happens. I want to thank everybody for coming on once again. My name is Ciando B, your honorary wrestling girl. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Big Sunday. I will see you guys Sunday. Be on the lookout for my flyer, and I will catch you on the flip side. Love, prosperity, and no more tribalism in 2024 with these wrestling brands, because if the worlds can collide in a world we never thought it would collide in, the odds are officially in our favor, guys. It's a brand new dawn, a new day, and I'm excited about it. And I hope you guys are too. So on that note, I will see you guys this Sunday before Battleground. Bye.